being a hard worker makes you unattractive because you start living like a cave dweller, like a basement dweller, and you stop talking to people and you start like just living in your room, doing your work like some weirdo. Like you just remove social connection and you just live like some autist, basically. I always notice whenever I try and work super diligently, I'm focused towards my goals and everything like that, you know, this good stuff that society praises you for, you know, working hard, being diligent, being dedicated to your craft. I stop being as vigilant when it comes to socializing. I'm less socially calibrated, and I go outside less, first of all, which obviously means you talk to less people. But also, when I am talking to people, I just have less enjoyment from it. I'm like focused on my goals. What am I gonna do when I get home? What work will I do? I don't really want to be talking to you right now. You're taking away my attention. And it's just not very enjoyable. And people can literally smell that on you. Like if you don't enjoy talking to them, they can tell. I'm sure you've had like experiences where you're talking to someone, you're like really passionate about this thing, and you're telling them about it, and they just don't care whatsoever, and they're like, yeah. It's annoying. So if you work hard, you won't be present. You'll be focused on your goals, what work you'll do. You may even be a little bit mad and dissatisfied because you haven't achieved your goals yet. And all of this comes down to not being present. Presence is basically how much you're in the moment. Like focusing right now. As I record this video, I'm present. I'm just thinking of you and the camera. And right now, you're also probably present, thinking about like, oh yeah, this guy, you look so hot. Prince, I really want to like dream about you and you'll bend me. The thing is, with other people, you probably aren't as present with them. And meditators, people who meditate are often more present because they, like meditation, basically focusing on one thing. It's literally the act of making sure you don't like think about random other stuff and focus on this one specific thing. So it obviously makes you more present and improves your attention span. And honestly, if you don't meditate and you dismiss the idea of meditation, there's a 99% chance you're a retard. Honestly, it sounds like a cruel word, but if you don't even like the idea of meditation and you think it's difficult, so it's not for you, it's quite stupid, to be honest. There's so many benefits to meditation. I'd recommend everyone do it because you are spending so much time on social media that you completely detriment your attention span. You're scrolling all the time. And because you do no meditation, you don't sit in silence at all, you're constantly flooded with stimulation, your attention just goes worse and worse. You're probably, even though I'm so handsome and everything, with every other person, you're constantly thinking about other things, your work, the next TikTok, random stuff. Meditation basically reverses that, along with other benefits. It removes stress, lowers anxiety, improves your sleep, random stuff. Meditation is extremely useful, and like people who meditate are the superior race, basically. And you know what? I'm not even gonna force you to meditate. I understand most people who watch this video aren't going to meditate. They'll hear this, they'll realize that they are worse at socializing because of it. They won't meditate. So I'm going to give you a piece of advice that I feel like is easier to follow. And you might right now be thinking that it's okay to kind of take the hit of being worse at socializing. Like you focus on your goals, and then once you complete them, then you'll start socializing. Then it'll be okay. And I mean, I guess you can just take the hit. I would say though, if you set it as like a goal where you don't talk to people at all whilst you're focused, and then once you've completed your goal, you finally do it, there's a high chance you won't even pursue that goal. So you'll complete your goal, right? You'll do whatever you're trying to do in your work, your business, your passion, whatever. You'll complete the goal, and you won't make any changes to your life. You won't start talking to more people. You won't become socially calibrated. You'll start thinking of other things because you just aren't used to doing it. It's like a habit, basically. So I would say it's better to learn how to be socially calibrated whilst just still in this period of life. This doesn't mean you need to focus less on work. This doesn't mean you need to suddenly start accepting invitations by your friends to do random stuff when you're busy. No. But what I will say is, by doing this, when you talk to people, they'll really tell that you're present, and the quality of your interaction will improve drastically. So it's extremely important to do this, because if you're going to talk to people anyways, regardless, like even your family, it might as well be enjoyable, right? What's the point in talking to them and making them like you less because they can tell you just don't care? So here's the actual thing. It's quite simple. It's just to set strict limits on how long you work. So I read this book recently called Deep Work by Cal Newport. You know, I'm a scholar, I'm reading all these books, and I was getting some information on how when you are doing work, like you're doing this really focused work, no phone around you, no social media, nothing random, and you're just working hard, it is a very good idea to limit the work once you've completed it. So you work for like 4 hours and that's the work done for the day, right? After that, you shouldn't think about or do anything relating to work at all. So you shouldn't be like randomly looking at emails, work emails throughout the day, or like thinking about work or anything like that, because after work, your brain is trying to recover because it's like a very cognitively demanding process. Or even physically, if you're like doing construction or something, your body needs to recover the most it possibly can. And if you're thinking about work throughout the day, when your main work session is done, you aren't recovering. So the next day, your work will literally be worse. And along with that, you're thinking about worse, so you'll be less present. So how do you set strict work limits? It sounds easier said than done, because it'll be difficult to not just check your email out of habit. The best way I've found is to just kind of, in terms of like randomly checking an email or going on some random call with a coworker, the best way is simply to keep your phone and your devices out of your room. If you power off your phone and you put it in a different room, I guarantee it'll be like, you'll notice your screen time throughout the day has literally just dropped by at least half. It's such an OP strategy, and it helps even more if like you do this and you give your phone to someone else, like a family member, and then you just won't use it unnecessarily. Because to be honest, you don't really need your phone throughout the day, do you? You can keep your phone in a different room. It's not gonna kill you if your phone isn't in your pocket at all times, unless you're like some social media addict. So keep your phone in a different room. And if you really want to take this a step further and become part of the superior 1%, top 1%, then start meditating, because then you'll stop getting less random thoughts about work. You'll notice you're thinking about work for a second, and you'll just return your attention back to whatever you were doing, so your brain can actually recover and recuperate. If you want to get better at socializing, you can check out the top link in the description. I'll teach you how to socialize. Like the video, don't subscribe, and remember, consistency is over a lifetime. Bye bye.